In my last video, I disclosed the initial scape to the 700-gallon aquarium and why it's failing and the problems that I had, and I realized there's no time to fix this. I could do a lot better job. The longer I looked at it, the more I didn't like it, and it wasn't all that natural looking, and I thought I should probably just, take this one, take an L, clean it all up, because we were dealing with that massive hair algae invasion. But then I also thought, maybe I should change not only the layout, but also the stocking. Originally, we were going to put the Asian arowana in there and hope for the best, but with that much CO2 and everything, I thought it might be too much of a risk. Obviously, a lot of people were like, with the 2,000-gallon aquarium, why don't you put them in there? Too many small fish. But then I thought to myself, my favorite aquarium of all time was I believe they were even Altum Angels, but the Takashi Amano Angelfish Aquarium, and I thought I could kind of do something similar to that, and I do currently have Altum Angels. They're in the back. They'll come. Oh, here's some. And I've got 12 of them. I haven't been taking care of this tank because I'm about to drain a tremendous amount of water and do something really crazy here in a short while. But I thought, what if I had 12 Altum fish in here, or 12 Altum Angels, which are going to get absolutely massive, with around 1,000 tetras in the 700. I thought that would be awesome, but the layout that we have right now makes no sense for them. However, we're rescaping this entire tank. Aqua Decor is sending me a whole new thing, and I thought, well, I got to take this out, and this is my favorite tree, kind of constellation of all time. I thought, take it off all the fake plants, take out this structure, and put it in the 700. Plant all around it, add in the Altums, 1,000 tetras. It would be an absolutely stunning aquarium. And because of that, I could do something else. We can then put the Asian arowana in here, but obviously we got a bunch of small fish, Akara mostly, some gourami, and a few tetras that I had trouble catching, because this is happening, guys. Tetras were the easiest ones. Feed some flakes to the top, and then I scooped them up with a net. And I got most of them, but there are still some stragglers in there. I'll have to get them all out, and I'm going to give them all to Tamara. We're going to leave in the geophagus and the severums, and we're going to move the Asian arowana to that aquarium, along with all of his friends, his Oscar friends. Freeing up this aquarium completely, which is fine. I actually and technically need to drain it, because if you don't remember, we have a do-it-yourself sump below it that when I originally set it up, I said, oh, and we'll come back and make it look pretty, etc. We'll set it up nice. And I never really did. I just kind of tinker it with it here and there. Until I went and bought some acrylic sheets. There's 2 here, and there's 4 more in the house. But these are 6mm sheets. I'm going to build baffles in this sump, but the sump has to be empty, which means nothing could be in there. This has its own filter now, the 2000, so they'll be completely safe. But technically, this little shuffle is going to work out nicely. So in today's video, we're going to drain this tank, strip out everything in it, and hopefully get all the plants cleaned up. The one thing I'm worried about is the substrate, because there's pool filter sand on top and then aqua soil below. I think what I'm actually going to do is just stir it all up, mix it all up, because I don't want this white sand to be the final sand on top. Everybody does that. I'm thinking doing something a little bit more natural. I'm going to have that massive tree structure. It's actually almost 8 feet long too, so it's going to, and this tank is 8 feet, so it's going to fill up the whole thing. Planting it and whatnot is going to be abundantly easier, because I could just reach in from the front. I am able to reach into this back root there, which is about 3 feet back, which is fine. But I've got to scrap this idea. This isn't going to work out. It's not working out. I have to accept it. And I've got to clean this up and make everything work properly. And the only way I'm going to be able to do that is start over fresh with a new idea, and something that I find is actually pretty exciting. Having an Asian arowana in the competition would have been really cool, but at the end of the day, ultimately, I think the Altums would do better in here with 1,000 tetras. I've always wanted to have 1,000 tetras. And then, of course, the Asian arowana. You guys have been on me to put them in the 2,000. So, and then at the end of the day, we get a freed up 375-gallon tank. The 2,000 will just have a bunch of monster fish in it. Not monster fish, but a community of medium to larger fish. And it'll work out fantastic. And then we can have more of a community here where we'll eventually put Corridora in it and whatnot. auto sinkless, 1,000 tetras. Probably going to go with gold tetras because they contrast well with the ultims and are deep bodied enough. But as for a substrate, so if I mix all this up, it's going to look nasty, like something like that, I guess, like, you know, how it's all kind of, and that's fine. Technically, having the sand and the substrate mixed up is technically what I've found better for the plants anyways. So they don't have to go through like an inch of no nutrients just to get down to the soil. They'll have it right from the top. And on top of this, what I'm going to sprinkle to finish it off to make it look good, probably in a month or two, is the same substrate that's currently in the 375, which is like a more natural, fine-grained gravel, I guess you could say. It's my favorite substrate of all time. And then, of course, pool filtration sand would be next. But, yeah, look at you guys. Aren't they beautiful? Look at the Asian arowana. I'm trying out new lights from Higer, and they're planted lights. But on red fish, they make them look like blood red. Everybody in here is doing great, although the Asian arowana doesn't like the big Oscars. I think this tank's just too small for everybody. So over the next couple days, we're just gonna move everybody to bigger tanks, and that's that. So I'm gonna try to upload these videos as quickly as possible for you guys over the next few days, just to get them out. I know that I haven't been making videos for the last couple of weeks. Dropped the electric eel one. But the algorithm on YouTube let it flop simply because I don't upload consistently. So give me a hand with giving this video a thumbs up and comment what you would have done in my situation. And in the next video, we'll rip this tank apart. We'll get her all cleaned up and, you know, move on from there. The saga continues. I'm not excited, but it is what it is. And this tank's looking awesome. So these right here, the more leafier plants right here are the cryptocoryns, and within 6 months they grow up to be like that big stuff in the back. These are from the same, these were extras from the 700. Now, the other thing that I was thinking, like if I have massive issues or growth problems or it doesn't look fantastic in 2 months, I got a tank with incredibly mature plants, and to be honest with you, I don't care. I'll rip them out and let this grow back in because we have time. This isn't a competition tank, which I do got to show you a bunch of stuff that I've done recently. You haven't seen the wood in there or how I've made it, you know, hang from the ceiling. That's a really cool project that anybody can do if you have like little scraps. But even this tank, if you look in the back, it's got a little bit of hair algae here and there. However, now that we're also pumping CO2 onto this tank, it's only been 3 days, but the hair algae is almost gone. It was on everything, and the plants are just like bursting with life. So, okay, that's it for today, though, guys. I'll see you in the next one, hopefully.